Okay, hey everyone, how's it going? Back at you with another beautiful Barry hang, a Build a Barry workshop, where we will take the first 16 measures of Lover, which is equivalent to 8 measures. Lover, as many of you know, as most people know, or as one should know, is originally a waltz. It's an AABA form. Instead of 32 bars, it's 64 bars, meaning each section is 16 bars long. For that reason, we're going to do a scale outline, and it's going to look like up and down. So it starts with C major up and down, B7 up and down, because it's F minus 7 to B7. So you're going to play B7. F minor 7 to B flat 7, B flat 7, no. And so on down chromatically. And then there's a turn back using the sharp 1 diminished. Okay, so a turn back is 1, 6, 2, 5, or any reharmonization thereof. The sharp 1 acts as the diminished that is found on the third of the 6. First I was a tree, I was petrified. Just kidding. Right? So one of our axioms, or one of Barry's axioms, these things that we assume are true always, is that every dominant has a diminished built on its third, and we make extensive use of this. So that therefore the sharp 1 diminished is equivalent to the 6 dominant. This is going to come in handy when we play the scale, because now we're going to play the 1 major up and down to the third of A. That's how he says it. C major up and down to the third of A. Why third of A? Because it's a C sharp diminished, which is the diminished found on the third of A. I know it's a little bit of a convoluted thinking process at first flush, but it actually makes it so much easier when you think about it this way. I can't even explain why, but just go with it for now. So we got C major up and down, third of A. And then what do you play for the 2, 5? You play 5. Okay, so all of it together. We've got C major up and down. Then F sharp minor 7 flat, or F sharp minor 7 to B7 takes B7. F minor 7 to D flat 7 takes B flat 7. And so on. A7, A flat 7, G7, and our turn back with the 1 sharp 1 diminished, and that was 16 bars. Now let's build a Barry. So let's say, and I'm just going to pull this off the top of my head. Let's say I'm going to go all the scales down with 1 half step. So if you want to refer to the half step rules, I've got videos on all 3 types: dominant, 7th, major, and minor. So for a more in-depth discussion on that, I'll link it in the description. I don't know why I'm pointing here, but I guess that's where you click. Anyway, then, so we would come down from the root, and we put 1 half step on C major. The 1 half step rule is between the 5th and the 6th. B7, or F sharp minor 7 to B7, you would play B7 with 1 half step between the 7th root and the 7th. So what do we have so far? C major down, 1 half step. 3, 4. 2, 3. And then you continue down. So it's uh. 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 The uhs are there. Instead of just 2, 3, 4, you put a because that's feel. I guess that's what the drummer might do on the snare drum. You know, pop, and so on. It's just feel. It leaves the correct kind of space and feeling it. Okay. So what else can we do with it? Well, let's reverse the first 2 notes of each of those scales. Let's see what happens. You see what happens? Instead of going 8, 7, 6, the half step to the 5th and down, let's reverse the first 2 notes. Instead of, we go. And the challenge is, do it all the way down. A flat, G. Okay, let's try that again. I kind of messed it up. B. Let's try B again. B flat, A flat, okay. What else can we do? Well, why don't we reverse the last 2 notes? Ooh. Notice we didn't do anything other than come down a C major scale with the 1/2 step rule. And then we could also maybe throw in a 5. It might be nice to do 7, 6 after that. No. Oh, that was another idea I had, but we'll get to that one in a minute. Now that's a really pretty line, I think. Now I got to bring that down to B7, B flat 7, A7, A flat 7, and G7. Okay? Let's see if I can do it slowly. Oh, okay. So I have to address one thing, because the half step rule on the dominant 7th is between, so it'll be, whoa, that could be kind of cool. That's a little weird. I mean, it's unusual and kind of cool. The other thing I was going to say about it is that one of the rules of the dominant 7th rules is that you can apply the major rules to it. So you could put the half step between 5 and 6 if you want. Okay, only use the dominant 7th. So that's another application of the rule, which makes it a little easier when you're reversing. It's kind of up to you, but I think I'm going to go with this one because it's a little more straightforward. Reverse the last two, up to 5, 7, and 6. Let's see how that fits the whole way through. That's pretty. You're onto something good when you can't help but just kind of play with it while you're doing it. I threw in this little extra little thing. Let's try that one again. So in the piano players out there, you could do a suspension chain, which would be 7, 6. Till you get off your trip. Don't you worry about a thing. I mean, there's so many songs do that suspension chain down in half steps. That's why this is such a great song to learn. And I remember Barry used to do 3, 4, 5 classes in a row just on these 16 measures. There's so many possibilities, and it's such great practice because it's forcing you to do it in several keys chromatically descending. Anyway, back to it. I keep doing a 5 pattern because it's what I'm used to. Here, instead of coming down, which I like. I'm coming back to this, but I just wanted to show the mistake I keep making, is when I get to 5, I put a 5 pattern. Right? This is what I was trying to prepare before. And then I would come down a chord, which is skip a note, skip a note, skip a note, and then up to the 9. So that's another way you could do it. Right? Let's see if we can take that down. Okay, here we go. Now, because it's a dominant, I'm going to use the dominant 7 in my 5 pattern. Okay, so and then it'll lead you somewhere. Okay, what do we have so far? So are we keeping the 5 thing, or are we keeping the reverse the notes thing? Let's do one of each. Reverse the notes first. That's what we did. Then now let's do the 5. Yeah, and then he would be in class and say, "Okay, ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4." And of course, we'd mess up. Anyway, so I hope this gives a little bit of insight into how you can take just a simple scale of this scale thing and so on, and break it up a little bit and find a great thing to practice where, probably at tempo, that might be the thing that you might want to do. That's a little simpler, right? But it's kind of up to you how crazy you want to get with it, right? So I hope this was useful. Again, I'm trying to, impart just my own take on Barry's system, how it came through my machine a little bit, and how I interpret his approach. So I hope that's helpful for you guys and gals out there. So please let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know about any questions you might have. I guess that's it. Until the next one, keep swinging and look for the pretty notes.